Okay, continuing on with this demonstration. What I want to do is float my article. So I'm going to open up my CSS designer, go to my article tag, and I want to go into layout properties and I want to float it to the left. Okay? Notice that the aside is very confused right now. It's actually hiding right under the article tag. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the aside and I'm going to float it the other way. Okay, it fits right in there. And now the footer's confused. Okay, the footer actually is right under both of these. When something is floated, something that's not floated actually is going to go up and take its place. So we have to clear the floats above anything that has been floated. So I'm going to go to the footer and I'm going to clear both. Again, I had to clear them because the two boxes ahead of it are actually being floated. All right. Now we go ahead and preview. And I've got a nice simple layout. Let's go ahead and add SpongeBob. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this text. Sometimes it's easiest to get rid of the text in code view, but that's totally up to you. Sometimes when you do it here, you actually end up getting rid of one of your tags, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to go here and hit my delete key. Okay. I'm going to go insert image, and I'm going to navigate to my image folder. Find SpongeBob, he's down here, and integrate him. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to integrate the nav bar that we just created, that simple nav bar. So I'm going to open that up. Okay. Now instead of recreating the whole thing again, why recreate the wheel when you've already created it once? So I'm going to go to my nav bar. Okay. Again, I put the styles in here. I'm just going to add it to my other style sheet. So I'm going to go nav to nav. I'm going to copy this code. Copy. I'm going to flip back to my layout. And where the nav tag is here, I'm going to get rid of it. Right here. And I'm going to copy and paste the new nav. Okay. Now, keep in mind, because I changed the colors, I need to get rid of the style that was associated with that. So I'm going to go to my CSS designer, and I'm going to add new styles. So it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to go to my CSS designer and get rid of this tag. Besides the fact, this one here is called class. Okay, the one I integrated actually didn't have that class name, so the styles weren't picked up. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this one. Okay, I'm going to add the styles from the one that we just created earlier. So I'm going to go to my nav bar again. I'm going to select all the styles. I'm not going to select the style tag because these are embedded in this particular file, but rather copy them to my style sheet. So nav to the curly bracket, I'm going to copy. I'm going to flip back to my simple layout. I'm going to go to the style sheet and I'll paste it up here at the top. Paste. Okay. Let's go ahead and preview. Okay. Now, I mentioned that browsers have defaults, and one of the defaults that you see here are actually two. This little space up here is a browser default. Also, unordered lists have defaults. So I've got a gap here, which we're going to fix in a minute here. Back here. Don't always trust design view. If you have to, flip for the meantime to live view. It's going to give you a better rendering than what you're going to see. The problem with live view is it's hard to actually edit in live view. All right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to the documents I had you download, and I want you to open up zeros out defaults, okay? Now what we see here is, what I've highlighted in yellow is a universal selector. The star is a universal selector, and it's going to affect everything. I've zeroed out all the margins, made them zero all the paddings and all the outlines. Again, this is going to zero out those defaults. So I'm going to copy this text. I can go ahead and minimize it. I'm going to go back to my layout. I'm in my style sheet still. I'm going to put it at the top. And usually you'll find these universal styles at the top. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and preview again. Okay, notice that you no longer have this gap here. You no longer have the gap in your simple navigation bar. We are going to continue to work on navigation bars as we go forward. Okay.